So, as said, I'm from Lawrence University. I've actually known Nidal since my freshman year, and I'll soon be going to the University of New Hampshire Law School. And one of the great experiences I got to write about was working in Botswana with Girl Guides, which is their equivalent of Girl Scouts. And for those of you who don't know me, I've been a Girl Scout since I was 7 years old, so I've been a Girl Scout longer than anything else. And I still work at Girl Scout camps and enjoy all sorts of wonderful activities with Girl Scouts. So when I went onto the WAGS website, which is our international organization, I found out that there were Girl Guides in Botswana, especially where I was staying in Gaborone. So I got in contact with the leader and was able to volunteer with Botswana Girl Guides for 3 months of the 5 months that I was there. So to give you a little taste of what working with them was like, I have a quick video, and it's very cute.
One must water, one must weed, one must sow the precious seed. We'll all work in unity to tend the garden of love.
So what was my role with working with these girls in Botswana? What it means to be a Girl Guider is the same as a leader. So you're an older woman who's preferably been in Girl Scouts or Girl Guides, and you work to help teach them the program of their country, help them learn about themselves, and inspire them to be the best people they can be. So I helped with a lot of programs. If you install those really intense flag ceremonies where they had to walk in a straight line, you must have practiced those for hours. So I got to help them with programs like that. And I also got to bring some of my camp songs and games to them and really get to play games and have fun with them. I really enjoy being an 8-year-old, so this was a great opportunity to be an 8-year-old. But one of the greatest things about this experience was it was a shared learning experience. I learned so much more from these girls than probably my own roommate who was from Botswana, because kids have this wonderful ability to be so honest. And I had a real interesting interaction because I was at a school that was a multiracial school, which you saw from most of the pictures. So I had girls from all different parts of the city giving me really interesting details on how they live their life. And I got to learn that they're not very different from the campers that show up at our summer camps. They are as outgoing, they love going camping, and they love to eat. These girls could eat more than you could ever imagine. But, so I got to really learn about what it meant to be a young Botswana, a young girl growing up, and got to see kind of the experiences that were previously talked about, how women have some different challenges, but how there's different roles. And what was great about when I was there was World Thinking Day, which is when girls around the world who are in Guides and Scouts think of other Guides and Scouts. In my hometown, we did a ceremony every year, and I got to partake in their ceremony, which was just an amazing experience to be in 2 different places and see what happens, and that it actually is something that's celebrated. And what I took away in terms of that is I learned a lot more about myself and what I want to bring to girls. Show that girls have more opportunities around the world and to be leaders, and that they might know things you wouldn't expect. And even if culture dictates that you should be a specific way, there are many ways in which you can be a leader. And one of the great things by working with these Girl Scouts, I was able to work with the Girl Scouts of Eastern Massachusetts to teach the local the girls in the Boston area about Botswana Girl Guides, and teach kids that you can study abroad and be a Girl Guide or a Girl Guider or whatever you want to be. So one of my favorite stories is I also worked at a summer camp after coming back, and I told the girls stories about different games we played that I tortured all my older kids into playing. And one of them, they kept asking what's their favorite dessert. I asked the kids the same question. They love cake and ice cream, and it was the same on both ends. So I got to really learn that kids are very similar around the world. And this is probably also the hardest part of leaving Botswana. They took a break in April, and I was able to go back for one meeting before I had to hop on a plane back to Boston. And I've never seen so many crying girls in my life, and this is the hardest part for me, because I really got to know these girls on an individual level. And I just enjoyed every time I hopped into a crowded combi to go to their school on Wednesdays. I just loved it. And so when I came back to the States, it was something I really, really missed. So one of the things that I took away that none of my other friends did is I have a connection with a bunch of girls who know that I only visited for a short time, but we both impacted each other's lives. That's what I have.